What's your first impression of it?
It's brighter.
Much brighter, right?
Yeah.
Good. This, believe it or not, in 1822 was something impressive to add.
Such as this, which looks very much like a bathtub. These are not for individual water, but they are. This place became more like an official.
Want to follow the mic?
this view.
Ah, bueno.
Dit zagen we net ook al.
scratchy or itchy.
Beyaz sapıklar geçmiş. Ne?
Быстренько посмотрим или пробежим пока? О, да, я не помню.
Yeah, they have an office. Coordination of Charlemagne.
Ele diz que o tampão das sedes do bebê é como assim.
Ah, o bebê.
Isto é
Evidência. He was never married.
depois eu fui lá
Neither
ver.
of them.
Eu fui lá ver.
Finito?
Ой.
Не знаю, щось велике.